Good morning to my lecturer, Mr. Faisal. Today, we will be presenting our assignment 5, University. First, I will be introducing our group members first. Ian Shang, the group leader, Wong Chun Sing, and me, Ng Zishem. Now, let us proceed to the presentation. So, what is university? University is a higher education and research. It is for students who are graduated from high school. Each university will consist different staff. For instance, university consists programs, courses, subjects, and more. Then, each subject will have different unique ID, session, which is the semesters, and the subjects taken by the students. Besides that, university will also have students, lecturer, and staff. Every university also consists of some building. Each building might have a library, classroom, offices, and more. Why did we choose university instead of the other domains? Because university is in our current experiences. We understand some of the procedures like payment or enrollment. It benefits us on creating the relations among the classes and properties. Our first choice was actually tuition center, but we realized tuition center has limited areas to create. That is why we switched to a wider aspects to create the universities. Also, we understand that each of the group members have different specialty and skills. That is why we chose university, which all of us are currently studying in now. Now, I'll pass to my group member, Wong Chun Sing, to continue the presentation.
Hi, my name is Chun Sing. Now I'm going to talk about the class and object probability of the University of Ontology. It contains 58 classes and 63 object probability. I will choose the best 7 classes and 5 object probabilities to present. The first class is University. Is a class of university. A class is subclass of education system, and it contains several restrictions. For example, a university has some building, classroom, and at least one library. Moreover, the university has some staff and student, and also in some city and country. They also offer at least one program. The second one is medium classroom. Is a class of classroom that has medium size. We assume a medium classroom has more than 10 capacity and less or equal than 50 capacity. Therefore, medium classroom is subclass of classroom and is equivalent to classroom and has capacity some integer 10, bigger than 10, but smaller or equal than 50. For example, classroom A has capacity 40, classroom B has capacity 60. So classroom A is a medium classroom, classroom B is not a medium classroom. The third class is high school graduate. It is a class of graduate that has complete SPM, and it is subclass of graduate is equivalent to graduate and has SPM certificate value true. For example, person A has SPM certificate value is true, person B has SPM certificate value is false. So person A is a high school graduate, person B is not a high school graduate. The fourth class is undergraduate course. Is a class of postgraduate course, is a subclass of university course. It describes the course that only eligible for graduate that at least has SPM certificate. Therefore, undergraduate course has restriction that is eligible for some high school graduate, postgraduate, undergraduate. For example, person A is a postgraduate, person B is a undergraduate. Undergraduate course is eligible for both of them. Next, the fifth one is Malaysia University is describe a university in Malaysia. So Malaysia University is equivalent to university and in-country value Malaysia. For example, if University A in country of Malaysia, so University A is a Malaysian university. Next, the next class is university staff. It describes a staff and work in some university. It equivalent to staff and work in some university. For example, person A is work in university B, and person A is a university staff. The last class is excellent university student. Is a class of excellent university student. It describes a student has more than 3.75 CGPA, is equivalent to university student and has CGPA some double that higher than 3.75. For example, person A has CGPA 3.9, person B has CGPA 2.9. So person A is an excellent university student and person B is not an excellent university student. Now I'm going to talk about the object property. The first one is offer cost. It describes the relationship between university and cost. The domain is university, range is cost. The example is University A offer cost B. The superproperty of change is offer subject O is subject of. For example, if University A offer subject C, then subject C is subject of cost B, then University A offer cost B. The next one is in the same university with. It's described two persons are in the same university. It a subproperty of has relationship with. The superproperty is has university O is university of. For example, a person A has university B. The person C has university B. So they are same in the same university with university. So it is transitive and symmetric. For example, like transitive, if person A is in the same university with person B, then person B is in the same university with C, then person A is in the same university with person C. Next, symmetric is, for example, is like person A is in the same university with person B, then person B is in the same university with A. The third object property is subject offered by. It describes the relationship between subject and university. Domain is subject and range is university. For example, subject A offered by university B. The superproperty is of chain is super subject taken by all study in. It means if the subject taken by a student that study in a university, then the subject is offered by the university. For example, subject A taken by student C study in university B, then subject A offered by university B. The next one is cost. It describes the relationship between student and cost. The domain is student and range is cost. For example, student A take cost B. The superproperty of chain is take subject O is subject of. For example, it means if a student take a subject that is offered by a course, then the student takes the course. For example, if student A takes subject C is offered by course B, then student A takes course B. The next one is student task same subject with. Student takes same subject with. It describes two students are taking the same subject. The superproperty of has relationship with. is a sub-property of hash relation with, and the super property of chain is take subject O, subject taken by. For example, student A takes subject B, subject B taken by student C, then student A take the same subject with student C. It is also symmetric. For example, student A take same subject with student B, then student B take the same subject with student A. Next, I will pass to Ian to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, I will now explain the data properties of our ontology. The data properties are created based on the classes, and some data properties are needed for the defined classes. For example, we have the has capacity data property, which is used to define the large classroom, medium classroom, and small classroom. Besides, we also have the total area km square, which is used to define the large university, medium university, and small university. Furthermore, we also have the HAS CGPA and HAS SPM certificate, which are used respectively to define excellent student and also high school graduates. I will show the data properties in the protege later. Now let me explain on the individuals. So the individuals of our ontologies are created for each class for the purpose to demonstrate the logic of our ontology. Besides, we also created the individuals to show the usage of the object properties and data properties. The individuals that we created will contain the asserted knowledge as well as the inferred knowledge, because asserted knowledge is for the Sparkle query, and we will use the reasoner to show the inferred knowledge. Now I will go to the protege. Okay, first of all, we have our, okay, let me open first. Okay, this is the active ontology page. You can see we have 63 object property count, 25 data property count, and we have 64 individual count. We also have 58 classes. Let me show the classes first. So this is all the classes that we have. Okay, in the building, we have university building, which is a building of some university. And then we have classroom, and the large classroom, medium classroom, small classroom. As you can see, it has the data property, has capacity defined, so that all these three are the defined classes. So this has capacity is very important, this data property. And then we have the course. We have the university course, which is the course offered by some university. Then we have the education system, and although our main domain is university, but we included inside the education system, so that we just want to be as flexible as we can. Maybe we can add high school, but for now we are discussing university, so we will talk about university first. And then we have this large, medium, and small university, which you can see the has total area km square here is used to define all these classes. Besides, we also have the Australia University and also Malaysia University. Australia University is in country Australia, and then Malaysia is in Malaysia. And then we have the library. We have a university library, which is the university library. And then we have person. So inside this person, we have graduates. We have three types of graduates: high school graduates, postgraduates, and undergraduate. And then we have the staff. We have university staff. lecturer, admin, and cleaner. Then the student, we have university student and excellent. This one has CGPA. Then we have the place, city, country, program, session, and subject. Now is the data property. So all of these data properties are created to show the linkage between the classes. For example, we have course offered by, which is the inverse of offer course. So this object property will link the university to course and has the super property of the chain. Yeah. So we have the this one is being explained in the report, and then we have is eligible for, which is the course is eligible for the graduates only. So certain graduates can take certain courses. And then we have this has relation with to show that different class, the individuals in the same class have mean different individuals in the same class have relation. For example, this is in the same university with, which means that a student is taught by the lecturer are in the same university. Then we have the student enrolled in the same session. Maybe they take different classes, but they are still in the same session, so they will have this one. And then the work in the same university, which means the staff they are working in the same university. And for the data property, have the has capacity, has CGPA. All these names are just very basic stuff. And the ID is for the identification of the classes, the course, program, staff, student, and subject. And then the salary is for the staff. The start month is for the session to know which month that the session started, and also the year is also for the session. Then we have the total area, and we have the total student in the university, total building in the university, total classroom in the building, and also total classroom in the university. And then for the individuals, let me start the reasoner first. Okay, so now you can see that Ahmad has this thing, has SPM certificate through, so he is inferred as a high school graduate. And for contrast, you can see Vena. Vena has the SPM certificate force, so she is not inferred as a high school graduate. And for example, you can see Willy, same as Ahmad. And for Yang, you see, has completed commerce. So commerce is an undergraduate course. So Yang will become undergraduates, and also this SPM certificate is true. So he is also a high school graduate. Same goes to Zach, and then let us look at the buildings. So the building, you can see it is a part of IICS. This is because IICS, let me find this. IICS has building block A. So which indirectly say that this building is also a university building. And this one has part classroom A101, which is a university classroom because this is inside a university building and is part of IICS, and is part of is an transitive property. So you can, it's a part of block A, and block A is a part of IICS. So classroom A is also part of IICS. And for the commerce, we have, you can see this one is being inferred, is eligible for Tom, Yang, Zoli, Zach, and is offered by IICS. And this one has two subjects, which is these two, advertising strategy and marketing analysis, and is offered by UOW program. For you, so let's go to UOW program. This program is offered by IICS and UOW. So it's a university program because it's offered by university. and it has many subjects. Let's not go into details for every subject, but let's go into one of it. Let's see network security. So this network security has these two sessions, which means that this subject has two sessions. And this is taken by Zoli, Chunsing, Sam. And this is a subject of computer science. So if you can see, it's inferred by, subject offered by program. Because this one is a subject of computer science, and computer science is offered by UOW program, so it's linked to this one. And then we'll see Faisal alias. So let's see Faisal Maslan first. So he's a lecturer of IICS, and Faisal alias is also lecturer of IICS. So they works in the same university. Yeah, so as for all these are also the same. All these are lecturers and admins and cleaners. So in the same university with Chunsing, which means that Chunsing is a student in UOW and Faisal alias is a lecturer in UOW, so they have the same university. Then the session, you can see that it's offered in which session and is enrolled by who. This is being inferred. This is the inverse, because in Marius, it's enrolled in session July 2020. So it's shown here, the inverse. As well as we have the library, it's a library of IICS. And then the Kuala Lumpur is a place of University of Malaya, and it's a city of University of Malaya. And then we have Linda is the admin, and we have this master program. So these 4 master programs are offered by, these 3. Yeah, these 3. It's offered by Coventry program, and it's eligible for these 3. So this is eligible for is also being asserted in here. Yeah, it's eligible to take. So basically, this is the rough idea of the individuals. So we created as many individuals as we can to demonstrate the ontology that we have. And that's all from the Protege. This is the end of our presentation video. Thank you for your time.